hey, we're going to argue like 16-year-olds, like, you know what? I don't like you anymore. And I just wrote you a note, like, like, wait, what? Like, and it was still happening into our 30s. Right. And it was like, we're stuck in, we got to reprogram this maturity level of how we might interact. And you'd think that, especially two people, that we'd grow out of it. But I think part of it enables us to stay in it when we're around that, right?
It does. And we regress. And a lot of people go, I don't understand this person, why they're acting that way. And I'm like, well, it's because you're looking at them in adult eyes. They're actually being a little child right now. Like that's exactly that. They're not an adult. So it doesn't make sense. And that's part of our journey, is to realize that a lot of the time we're projecting our own woundedness, our own trauma onto other people. And unfortunately, relationships is where we do it the most. It's because you want to feel seen, and you initially feel like that person saves you and you understands you completely, until you don't. And then you're like, something's wrong with the relationship. But nothing's wrong with a relationship. That's something I say regularly. There's nothing wrong with our relationship. There's something wrong with us. And that's what we can work through.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think it's interesting when you say something's wrong with us. There's ownership in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the majority of people go, there's definitely something wrong with you, because I don't want it to be me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough, because we do end up challenged in this environment, and probably, like you said, anything that's probably traumatic, anything that's probably big, involves some level of a severed relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that stays with us. And of course, anytime that happens, there's always this, well, I'm going to start moving to what I get to control, who I choose into my life, because this will never happen to me again. Even if we're not saying it physically, it's definitely unconsciously there, right?
It is. And we try to put up these whole protection barriers, and we think, the more we can control, then this can't happen to me. But you can't control anything in this universe. Like, it's all impermanent. It's all a mystery. It's all magical. And eventually it'll always come falling down. And then when you've created this like controlled barrier, the drop, like the confrontingness of that, is just so much heavier. And that's why we've just got to start just going with the flow a little bit, follow the Tao Te Ching, all in the sort of the middle and the way. And like, I was reading a great verse of the Tao Te Ching today, which is the 48th verse. And it's all about adding through subtracting. This idea that we've been conditioned that more is better, that the more we have, the more success, all these different things, the more that we are worthy. But it's actually not. It's about getting less and dropping them away, and realizing that you're always going to be provided for, and there's a magic just in the universe to connect with.
Yeah, it's funny. It feels almost like biblical to me, like that we've been doing this is human nature from the beginning. Like, hey, let's get the city. We'll build up 30-foot walls.